Birth of a civilization, Constantine the Great and the rise of a Christian Europe. Early Christianity. The decades following Jesus' death, Christianity remained a relatively small sect of Judaism. It was still a very local religion in the province of Judea. Christianity was able to spread to different parts of the Roman Empire, however, due to the roads and advanced trade networks that the Romans had. Using these Roman roads and networks, the apostles and early Christians were able to spread the teachings of Jesus Christ throughout the Mediterranean. Jesus' teachings are the foundation of the Christian faith, but those teachings truly develop into a religion when Saul of Tarsus, a Gentile, converts and becomes the Apostle Paul. Since Paul was a Roman citizen, he was free to travel throughout the Roman Empire, where he established churches and included non Jews to this new faith. Paul also wrote several New Testament books and spread those teachings into Greece and Rome. Christianity was also very appealing to slaves, women, and the poor because it offered a personal relationship with God, embraced all people, and gave these people hope for a better afterlife with Christian themes like the meek will inherit the earth. Rome, being a polytheistic society, was generally tolerant of the religions of conquered peoples, so long as these people adopted Roman gods. For other polytheistic people, this was not an issue, as they would just adopt or add the Roman gods to their own pantheon, but to the Jews and early Christians, this was a major issue, as they were monotheistic and they refused to identify the Roman gods such as Jupiter with their own Yahweh. Due to this refusal by the Christians, the Romans took offense and harshly persecuted the Christians with things including crucifixion, beheadings, being burnt alive, and fed to wild animals. Rome in the late 3rd and early 4th centuries. During the 3rd century, Rome experienced crisis and turmoil with frequent changes in leadership. After Diocletian became emperor in 284 AD, he established the Tetrarchy, which divided the empire in two. Diocletian governed the eastern part, while Maximian governed the west. They appointed Caesars to help them rule, with Galerius being appointed as a Caesar in the east and Constantius in the west. This was done to provide a smooth transition of power and to train future emperors. Diocletian and Maximian then retire in 305 AD, and Galerius and Constantius get promoted to Augustus. Severus II then becomes Caesar in the west. This decision, however, angers Maxentius, who was the son of Maximian. Constantius died in 306 AD, and Constantine inherited his father's legions in Britain and Gaul and was declared Caesar of the West. Severus II becomes Augustus in the West, but the Senate and legions in Italy reject him and declare Maximian's son Maxentius as Augustus. A civil war breaks out and ends with the rightful co-emperor Severus dead and Maxentius taking control of Italy and North Africa. Maxentius initially becomes popular with the people of Rome as he promises free grain and to cut taxes, but these are empty promises and he only does this for Rome's elite. Rome's masses begin to revolt against Maxentius' oppressive regime, and Constantine sees this as a perfect opportunity to expand his influence. Constantine makes a deal with another co-emperor, Licinius, in 311 AD to consolidate power and ally themselves with each other. Constantine and Licinius call Maxentius a usurper and a tyrant and use this to justify an invasion of Italy. The Battle of Milvian Bridge. On October 28, 312 AD, Constantine and Maxentius met north of the Tiber River, about 1.5 miles away from Rome. Maxentius previously visited an oracle who said an enemy of Rome will die and decided to meet Constantine in battle. Constantine, however, is nervous as his army is severely outnumbered. Constantine then prays that a god would help him secure victory, and he got a vision where he saw in the sky an inverted cross of light with a P shape at the top that bore the inscription Chi Rho, which is the first two letters of Christ's name in Greek. Constantine accepts this as a vision from the Christian God and directs his soldiers to put this symbol on their shield. Moved with divine inspiration and the power of God, Constantine's men pushed Maxentius' men back towards the Tiber River, forcing them to try and flee across to the safety of Rome. Maxentius, however, does not survive the swim and drowns in the river. This victory gave Constantine control of half of the empire and proves to Constantine that the Christian God is more powerful than the Roman pagan gods. After the battle, Constantine established himself as the ruler of the western half of the empire, In 313, Licinius and Constantine meet again, where they gave the Edict of Milan, which extended toleration of Christianity throughout the whole empire, with Christians being favored in Constantine's west. Civil War. After 9 years of shared rule, Constantine and Licinius craved to be the sole emperor of Rome. Licinius, who was not a Christian, began to persecute Christians and burn churches and holy texts in the east, as he saw Christians as his biggest threat in his own territory as they favored Constantine. This prompted Constantine to mobilize his troops and attack Licinius. They quickly defeat Licinius, fighting under the Christian banner once more, and Constantine becomes Rome's sole emperor in 324 AD. Constantine then creates a grand new city in the east in place of the old city of Byzantium and names the city Constantinople after himself. This would be a new Christian city with no history of rival pagan gods. Constantine then calls a council of hundreds of bishops at Nicaea to quell recent unrest about the divinity of Jesus Christ and who would have authority over the Eastern Church. The bishops come up with the Nicene Creed confirming the divinity of Jesus and the Trinity. Aftermath. Constantine officially converted to Christianity on his deathbed in 337 AD. Inspired by Constantine's example, an estimated 40% of the population of the Roman Empire became Christian, including Constantine's family and heir. With Christianity named as the official religion of the Roman Empire in 380 AD by Emperor Theodosius, Judeo Christian values take hold and begin to form a new Western culture. Roman and Greek culture and philosophy also influenced early Christianity, making it more appealing and familiar to the Roman masses. Christianity was able to spread like wildfire in the vast Roman Empire and united many different ethnic tribes and groups under one religion. These new Christian nations that were birthed out of the fall of the Western Roman Empire grew to explore, conquer, and dominate the world, driving events and innovations since. Thank you.